Before we start this story, please subscribe and pay close attention. The story you are about to hear will change the way you think. Watch until the very end. You will learn something valuable. Stay with me.
In a quiet village, surrounded by tall palm trees and narrow sandy paths, lived a boy named Deo. Deo was the kind of person who walked through life feeling unseen. No matter how hard he tried, nothing ever seemed to go right. His dreams were loud, but his life was silent. Every morning, Deo walked through the village square watching other people succeed. Some opened shops, others worked in farms, some traveled to the city to build new futures. But Deo, he felt stuck, completely stuck. He would lie awake at night thinking, "Why is my life like this? Why can't I find my path? Why does everything I touch fail?" The truth was simple. Deo wasn't lazy. He wasn't weak. He was lost. And being lost is one of the most painful places a human can be. But something was coming, something that would change his entire life. One morning, while walking near the river, he met an old man known in the village as Baba Tunde, the man who had survived every hardship and still smiled. The man looked at Deo and asked, "Why do you walk as if the world is on your shoulders?" Deo swallowed hard and finally said what he had held in his heart for years. "I feel like I have no purpose." And that was the moment everything began.
Baba Tunde sat down on a rock and tapped the ground beside him. Deo sat. The old man spoke slowly. "My son, the fact that you feel lost means you are searching, and people who search eventually find." Deo looked confused. The old man continued, "You think you have no purpose, but listen, a seed buried under the soil thinks it will never see the sun, yet it grows." The words hit Deo deeply. "You are not failing," Baba Tunde said. "You are becoming." For the first time, Deo felt seen. The old man then shared something powerful. There are three types of people in life. 1. Those who run with their purpose. 2. Those who walk toward their purpose. 3. Those who sit and cry because they can't see their purpose. Which one will you be? Deo didn't answer, but he knew the truth. He had been sitting and crying for too long.
Inspired by the old man's words, Deo decided to try again. He began helping villagers with small tasks, fetching water, fixing broken stools, assisting farmers. But every time he tried something new, something went wrong. He cut his hand while helping harvest cassava. He dropped an entire basket of tomatoes while delivering them. He accidentally damaged a neighbor's wooden bench. Embarrassment swallowed him whole. One evening, he cried behind his small hut and whispered, "Why can't I do anything right?" The old man appeared again, as if he always knew where Deo was. He said only one sentence. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. Then he walked away. Those words lit a fire in Deo's chest.
Deo woke up the next morning with a decision. I will learn. I will grow, even if I fail 1,000 times. He began training every day. He practiced carving wood.
He learned how to farm. He studied how traders negotiated in the market. He watched how strong men carried loads with balance. Bit by bit, he improved. Failure became a lesson. Pain became a teacher. Discomfort became a friend. People in the village started noticing something strange. Dio wasn't perfect. He wasn't lucky. But he was changing. And change is louder than words.
One afternoon, a storm hit the village. Roofs shook, trees bent, and the river overflowed. A small child fell into the rushing water. Without thinking, Dio ran. He jumped into the water, fighting the current with everything in him. He grabbed the child and struggled to reach the shore. Villagers rushed toward him, screaming his name. Dio collapsed with the child in his arms, coughing, exhausted. That day, everyone saw the truth. The boy who once felt invisible had saved a life. Babatunde looked at him and said, "You think you are lost? No, you are preparing." And Dio finally understood. Every struggle he ever had built the strength that saved that child.
News spread quickly. People started asking Dio for help, fixing things, mediating conflicts, assisting in emergencies. And little by little, Dio found his purpose. Not by chasing it, but by becoming the kind of person who could carry it. Babatunde finally revealed the truth. Purpose is never found by sitting and thinking. Purpose is revealed through action, growth, and courage. Dio looked at the village, the people he once felt invisible to, and realized he was not lost. He was being shaped, prepared, strengthened. He had become someone others could depend on. And that was his purpose all along. And now, this final message is for you, the one watching this right now. Maybe you are sitting alone in your room. Maybe life is heavy on your shoulders. Maybe you feel like you keep trying, yet nothing changes. Maybe every day feels the same, and you wonder if your life will ever make sense. Listen closely. Life doesn't always speak loudly. Sometimes its greatest messages come through pain, silence, and confusion. When you feel lost, when you feel like you don't belong anywhere, when you feel like your dreams are too far away, it doesn't mean you are failing. It means you are transforming. Just like a seed buried under soil, darkness does not mean death. It means preparation. It means growth. It means something is forming inside you that the world will one day see. You may think nothing is happening, but every tear you've cried, every hardship you've survived, every disappointment you've endured is building strength inside you that you cannot yet understand. Pain builds character. Confusion builds clarity. Loss builds gratitude. And difficulty builds destiny. One day, you will step out of this season and look back shocked. Shocked that you survived. Shocked that you didn't give up. Shocked that the person you became was born from the struggles you hated. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not a mistake. Your story is still being written. Your strength is still being built. Your purpose is still unfolding. And just like Dio, you will realize that the problems you faced were shaping you into someone wiser, stronger, more compassionate, and more capable than you ever imagined. So keep walking, even if you walk slowly, even if your legs shake, even if your heart feels heavy. Keep moving. Because one day soon, something will click. A moment of clarity will arrive.
A door will open. A person will show up. An opportunity will appear. A new chapter will begin. And you will realize, this is why it was hard. This is why it took so long. This is why I had to grow. And when that moment comes, everything will make sense. Everything will fall into place. Everything will feel worth it. You are not lost. You are on the path. Your path. The one designed for you. The one meant for you. The one that only you can walk. So breathe. Stand tall. And trust the journey. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your purpose is bigger than you imagine. Your story is not over. In fact, it's just beginning.
Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear this today.